growing up and going to, in high school, it was more difficult because I didn't like going to night Seder. I didn't like going to these extracurricular classes that Tati really wanted me to go to because he really wanted me to, get a good education, which I appreciate.
You talking like Jewish, like
I'm
like
talking,
Torah
yes, I'm
classes?
talking about night Seder, which I couldn't
Ah,
stand. And he made me go to this
mhm.
extra class after regular Sunday school for another hour. And I'm like, I
Yes.
can't do it. I'm not doing it. At one point, I even broke down and cried to the rabbi that was teaching me, like, I just don't
Mhm.
want to be here. I
Mhm.
just don't want to go.
It's interesting. I had a conversation like this with another from mother,
Yeah.
and we were talking about this very Spartan, like overzealous program that a lot of the Jewish schools and yeshivas are pushing. And we said, wait a minute. They said, these are kids. They need to be, they need to physical activity, especially boys need to be involved in sports. There needs to be creative expression. There should be music. There should be art. These kids need an outlet. And these kids, child, and it's especially a teenager, an active teenage boy, built to sit behind a book all day. And we said that we feel that the yeshivas and the rabbis that are running these yeshivas expect these kids to be little tzaddikim. They're not. They need to really revamp their programs to include more sports and extracurricular activities. These kids need to be active. And the fact there was a doctor,
Yeah, just do
there
this.
was,
It's fine.
I turn it off. There was a doctor
Oh, I got
who
it. I got it. I'll do it for you, man. It's easier for you.
there was a doctor one time many years ago. This was when you kids were still in high school,
Yeah.
who wrote a letter to the who, what, when, and where. And he was talking about the other day, he had someone in his office who had high blood pressure, high cholesterol, was like 40 pounds overweight. And he says, and is 14 years old. And he is seeing more and more of this among the Orthodox Jewish boys. And he's writing this letter to say that our Jewish schools have got to do more to address getting these kids more into physical activity and creative outlets. And we're also talking about how when boys, when now the girls' schools, it's interesting. The Jewish girls' school, they have art, they have music, they put on productions, they have phys ed,
Yeah.
they have sports, and the boys don't. And when one of the problems I had with you boys growing up was when you were acting like normal teenage boys, being encapsulated in this stifling, I hate to say it, I'm coming up very negative, but stifling learning environment. When you would act aggressively or you would misbehave, it was your problem. You
Yeah.
needed help. Something's wrong with you. How about looking over your program? If you have these many boys that are creating a behavior problem,